In recent weeks, the spotlight has once again turned to rising geopolitical tensions, particularly in the Asia-Pacific region, where the developments surrounding China, Taiwan, Japan, and the broader international community are taking centre stage. A significant moment unfolded when Chinese President Xi Jinping and US President Donald Trump held a phone conversation, setting the stage for reciprocal visits in the coming year. The conversation, which lasted over an hour, focused on several key issues, including Taiwan's status, China's foreign policy, and the region's security dynamics. Xi Jinping's remarks in the call were striking, as he drew a historical parallel to post-war times, emphasizing China's long-term goal of reunification with Taiwan. While Xi's position on Taiwan has been consistent, the sharpness of his rhetoric left little ambiguity about China's intentions. "Taiwan is ours," Xi stated, underscoring the critical importance of the Taiwan issue to China's national sovereignty. The message was clear. Beijing views the reunification of Taiwan as a matter of fundamental national importance, and any interference will be met with resolute opposition. The call's tone was also noted for its stark warning to the international community. Xi emphasized that while he preferred a peaceful resolution, China was prepared to use force if necessary. This marked a significant moment in the ongoing strategic rivalry between China and the West, as well as a reflection of China's growing military assertiveness in the region. His statement echoed a broader principle of Chinese foreign policy. "If I don't get what I want, I am prepared to use force of arms." This statement reflects the high stakes surrounding Taiwan, which Xi sees as critical to regional and international peace and stability. Meanwhile, Japan's role in the Taiwan issue has drawn increasing attention. Japanese Prime Minister Takaichi has made public statements about Japan's willingness to support Taiwan in the event of a crisis, leading to a strong reaction from Beijing. Reports indicate that Xi Jinping was furious with Takaichi's stance and her suggestion that Japan increase its military capacity in response to the growing threats from China. Japan's potential involvement in defending Taiwan, should the situation escalate, marks a significant shift in the country's traditionally pacifist defense posture. This development is noteworthy as it highlights the growing militarization of Japan under Prime Minister Takaichi, who has advocated for accelerating the expansion of Japan's military forces. Reports suggest that Xi's anger was directed at Takaichi's shift in policy, particularly her ambition to rapidly enhance Japan's defense capabilities, which contrasts with the more cautious approach of her predecessors. In this context, Xi Jinping's call to Takaichi was seen as an attempt to rein in Japan's increasing militarization and to assert China's position on Taiwan. In the call, Xi made it clear that China would not tolerate any move that could undermine its sovereignty over Taiwan. The language used in the readout of the conversation emphasized China's determination to prevent any foreign intervention in Taiwan's future, with Xi reiterating that Taiwan's reunification was non-negotiable. This was not just a message directed at Japan, but at the broader international community, signaling that Beijing would not shy away from using force if Taiwan's status were threatened. While these events may seem distant from the everyday lives of many people, particularly those living in democracies like Australia, they carry significant implications for global security. In Australia, public discourse on national security issues remains largely disconnected from the day-to-day concerns of citizens, such as the cost of living and family well-being. However, experts argue that this disconnect could prove dangerous in the face of rising tensions in the Asia-Pacific region. The need for a broader public conversation about national security is becoming increasingly urgent. Mike, a commentator on international relations, emphasized the importance of proactive discussions on security, drawing comparisons between different countries' awareness of global threats. He noted that nations like Finland, which shares a border with Russia, or the Philippines, which faces constant maritime pressure from China, have a much higher level of awareness of security risks than countries like Australia. "Distance protects us," he said, but he also warned that in today's interconnected world, that distance may no longer offer the same security it once did. Mike also called for a more robust public debate on national security in Australia, suggesting that the government should consider establishing an annual parliamentary debate on the issue, similar to the national budget debate. He pointed out that while Australia is geographically distant from potential conflict zones, the global interconnectedness of today's world means that the country cannot remain insulated from these issues indefinitely. He emphasized the importance of preparing the population for potential challenges in the Pacific region, where tensions with China continue to escalate. Looking ahead, Mike warned that while confrontation in the Pacific is increasingly likely, a full-scale war may not necessarily follow. Confrontation, but not necessarily conflict, he said, drawing a distinction between escalating tensions and full-blown warfare. The scenario he painted was one of gradual build-up, followed by an intensification of pressures, which could quickly lead to a crisis if not properly managed. Mike's concerns echo broader fears about the lack of public preparedness for such crises. In his view, the Australian public, while shielded by geographic distance, is not mentally or morally prepared for the potential consequences of conflict in the region. He acknowledged the strength and stability of Australian life, but noted that the complacency that comes with living in a peaceful, isolated country could lead to a rude awakening if the geopolitical situation were to deteriorate rapidly. The conversation between Xi Jinping and Donald Trump, the shifting stance of Japan on Taiwan, and the broader regional security dynamics in the Asia-Pacific are all interlinked in a complex web of strategic calculations. As China continues to assert its dominance in the region, Taiwan remains a key flashpoint, with both Beijing and Washington closely monitoring each other's moves. Japan's increasing military readiness and its potential involvement in Taiwan's defense complicate the situation further, making the region one of the most volatile in the world. In conclusion, the growing tensions in the Asia-Pacific region, fueled by China's assertive policies toward Taiwan, Japan's evolving defense posture, and the strategic calculations of the United States, are reshaping the geopolitical landscape. While many nations, including Australia, remain relatively insulated from the direct consequences of these developments, the interconnected nature of the modern world means that no country can afford to remain disengaged from these issues. The need for informed public discourse on national security has never been more urgent, as the potential for confrontation looms large in the Pacific. As the situation in the Asia-Pacific region continues to evolve, the need for proactive engagement and diplomatic efforts becomes even more pressing. While Australia and other geographically distant nations may feel insulated from the immediate risks, the interconnectedness of today's world means that no country can afford to remain passive. The growing military assertiveness of China, coupled with Japan's shift toward a more active defense role and the complex dynamics surrounding Taiwan, underscores the urgency of preparing for a wide range of potential scenarios. In such a volatile environment, strategic foresight and national preparedness will be key to navigating the challenges ahead. Ultimately, the lessons from the current geopolitical tensions serve as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of global affairs. While the situation may seem distant from the everyday concerns of citizens, the potential consequences of inaction or complacency could be far-reaching. As leaders and citizens alike grapple with the implications of these developments, fostering a robust national security dialogue will be essential in ensuring that nations are ready for whatever may come. The world is changing rapidly, and only through informed collective action can countries hope to secure a peaceful and stable future.